Hey, my name is Crispin Jensen, owner and founder of LifeStart Training. This week, we will be diving into proof that CPR can help save a life, and are you confident in your ability? I can't even count the number of times that participants have showed up to my class utterly confused at how many compressions versus breaths do we do? Are we even supposed to do it anymore? Do we even breathe in people anymore? What's the ratio? Consistent information straight across the board is vital to saving lives. I absolutely love this news article from CNN that states that a teenage girl saved the life of her best friend the day after taking CPR training. Crazy, right? She actually remembered 30 compressions and 2 breaths and put her training into action when her best friend needed it. Because there is a lack of consistency straight across the board, oftentimes participants are given conflicting information. Some questions, is should you even be breathing in people anymore during the pandemic? Other participants are learning 15 compressions versus 2 breaths, okay? And this is for infants, for advanced training level, and some instructors are just passing it on. But what they aren't telling participants is that these ratios are when you have 2 trained first responders working together in tandem. This is when some of the ratios will change. Some instructors are actually learning 20 compressions and 2 breaths in their instructor training program. And the instructors aren't even correcting it. Lack of auditing and not having a clear idea of all of the first aid components can contribute to instructors not learning the most up-to-date content. This in itself needs a national overhaul. LifeStart has been dedicated to creating consistent and up-to-date information in a timely fashion for every single instructor, which ultimately gets passed down to the end user and the participants. We want every single person who takes a first aid training class to feel leaving like if they had to, they could jump in and act quickly in an emergency. The only way that we can achieve this is by building the confidence of each and every participant and allowing them to ask all of the questions that they may have. Explaining how the body systems work. You can't really get deader than dead. Like, dead is kind of the worst day ever, right? So if you can get them to understand that it doesn't get any worse, this will create a sense of urgency for them to do something. And it's a pretty incredible moment when you realize that you are the difference between life and death in an emergency situation. I absolutely love seeing teenagers taking interest in first aid. They are going to be your future, and if we don't train them properly, we don't have a chance of survival. If you haven't taken a first aid program previously and you're looking to at least get a basic knowledge, LifeStart offers virtual programs that give you the basics of CPR and how heart attacks work. You can also check out our YouTube page for our first aid weekly topics and our social media platforms. We love to share feel-good stories and keep everybody thinking about proper steps and what to do for first aid. If someone is unconscious, call 911, look for breath, listen for breath, and watch to see if their chest rises. If it doesn't, ask someone to call 911, get an AED, armpits, center the chest, place one hand over top of the other, and push hard and fast 30 times, and then give 2 breaths, and repeat. It's that simple. Pushing down on the chest helps to build the pressure within the arteries to circulate the blood through the entire body and keep everything alive. Breathing into the person puts oxygen back into the bloodstream to let oxygenated blood flow through the body on your next round of compressions. This is basic information that can help save a life. Do your part and know these basic steps. You may need it one day. As always, if you have any questions or comments, let us know, and stay tuned next week for opioid overdosing and what Canadians should know.